I'm the voice. You get on the bus and it's Aloha, welcome aboard. You know, it was about pronunciation, not about voice. So I have an odd voice, but they were actually looking for someone who could pronounce all the Hawaiian words. So they'd had trouble finding someone. They found people with great voices, but couldn't pronounce well. So one of my ex-students was actually in the administration with the bus. And he said, well, I know a guy who could pronounce it all, but his voice is too low. And they said, we can fix that. You can digitize the voice and move it up and down. So we tried it out and it worked pretty well. So it just kept going on and kept going on. I became sort of the voice of the system. Hawaiian is the language of this place. So even learning a little bit of Hawaiian makes this place more interesting. I mean, when you look at a street name and you know what it means, or you hear Hawaiian music and you can tell what the story is, it opens up, it makes a lot of things that would be black and white be color. What I think is the most interesting piece of that is that by providing a stable public model, a lot of those names became normalized, at least through the bus folk. So before the bus, before there was a public model, you could hear Waianae said 5 ways in the course of a day. I wasn't supposed to be in Hawaii. I was supposed to be here for a weekend. I was on my way to Japan. So I'm sort of an accidental landing. I lost my wallet in the San Diego airport. So my birth certificate, my travel papers, I was supposed to just pick up a ticket here and fly on. And so now I'm stuck. So I ended up being in Waianae. And I mean, how did I adapt to the culture? It was all unusual and foreign and strange, but that's what I was ready for. Mr. Theodore Kelsey was my first real teacher. I had started to learn a little bit of Hawaiian language from Edith McKinsey, who was our chant teacher, and my hula teacher was Mililani Allen. Those 3 were sort of the sequence. Mililani introduced me to hula, and Edith introduced me to chanting and the first sort of rudiments of language. And then Mr. Kelsey became my teacher for about 10 years. I never wanted to be a teacher. I came here to learn Hawaiian. I learned Hawaiian outside in the community. Came here to learn more. Graduated with a BA and they asked me to teach. And I said no. And my teachers were pretty insistent, so I came on as a lecturer. So I lectured for 4 or 5 years, and I loved it. From the very first time I taught, I just loved it. There's the whole issue with Hawaiian language is alive and well, partly because of the continued teaching, developing interest, fostering, new students to keep that going. The only way to keep it vibrant, we have to move it generation to generation.